Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my postpartum must-haves. I'm doing things totally different this time around than I did with my first pregnancy. So this is my second pregnancy and we are having a baby girl. She's due any day now. Today I am 38 weeks. And with my first birth, we had him in a hospital. So pretty much everything looked different because this time we're choosing to home birth. A lot of the care looks differently because I am not going to a hospital, so I'm not getting the same things that they're giving me. So like, I remember in the hospital, I used like Dermaplast and Tux pads and, you know, just other little things that I am no longer using. So some of the main differences between this pregnancy and my last pregnancy is that this time we're doing things much more naturally. So trying to be mindful of the products that I'm using. We try to be low tox, which basically means that we are just aware of a lot of the chemicals and fragrances and things that are used in our personal care products and the effects that those things have on our body. There are certain types of chemicals that we try to avoid because we know that they start to cause toxic buildup in our bodies. And our bodies can only take so many toxins before they're like overloaded and it starts wreaking havoc on our like different systems. So these chemicals and fragrances can affect things like our hormones, they can affect our respiratory system, they can affect what we're allergic to. So many of us have like eczema or other skin irritations. A lot of those things are happening because of the products that we're using. So this time around, I'm just trying to be much more mindful and keep things as natural and plant-based as I can. So I want to share that with you guys. So obviously not everything here is going to be like that, but for the most part, I did try to keep things pretty clean. So what I recommend doing for postpartum is to have little caddies in different stations so that they're easy, the things that you need are easy to grab and reach for, and that you're more likely to use them if you don't have to get up. You really don't want to be getting out of bed. So for me, I'm going to be trying to do the 5 by 5 by 5 rule, which is 5 days in bed. So the first 5 days actually just staying in bed, only getting out of bed to go to the bathroom, eating in bed, drinking in bed, all that stuff. 5 days around the bed, which means that you're like, you know, not getting, if you have stairs, you're not walking up and down your stairs, you're still staying like near your bed. And then 5 days in the house, which is, so total of 15 days, which is nothing, right? We should be totally spending the first 2 weeks just like really resting. I think a lot of us underestimate what our body has just gone through, but you have a wound in your stomach where your placenta just left, a wound in your stomach the size of a basketball. And so we need to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies. That doesn't mean don't go outside and get fresh air, right? Obviously, you need to do what you need to do to protect your mental health and just make sure that you're getting good sun and all those things as well. But remember that you just went through a marathon and your body does need to recover just like any other athlete would. Station number 1. So this station is going to be in my bedside drawer. So I just emptied out that top drawer and have this little thing here. This is from Walmart. So what I have, this is basically for me for breastfeeding stuff. So I do plan on breastfeeding our baby, and when you're breastfeeding and it's the middle of the night, you want to do all that you can to stay in bed so that you don't have to go anywhere. So in my nightstand, I have a Haka. I use this with my son and it was amazing. I love it because you're naturally going to leak while you're feeding on one of your, boobs. And so instead of just using like a breast pad to catch that milk and save it and then throw it in a little freezer bag. So I have a Haka, and then I also have some snacks. So we are a plant-based family. We are not vegans because we definitely still sometimes indulge, but we try to keep things as plant-based as possible, and finding snacks that are plant-based can be really hard because there's a lot of fake foods out there and there's a lot of like just fake ingredients and a bunch of things that you don't need to be eating, right? The point of being plant-based is you want to be eating real whole fruits and vegetables. So I found these bars and they're called That's It bars. Not sponsored, but I wish they would sponsor me because these things are honestly a little bit pricey, but they are delicious. And they only have 2 ingredients, which are apples and blueberries. That's like a key for us. There's a long list of things that we try to avoid. So when things keep it simple and transparent like this, it's really nice for our family to be able to grab some. So we have That's It bars. And then I have this organic nipple butter. So my doula gifted this to me. I actually use this with Micah as well, so I'm going to use it again. And like I said, I really appreciate that she tried to keep things more natural. Earth Mama, this is by Earth Mama, by the way, and Earth Mama is a great brand known like for if you're looking for things with less chemicals, that are more plant-based, that are more natural. This is a good brand. So organic nipple butter. And then I also have these Silverette Cups. So I didn't use these with Micah, and oh my gosh, I wish I did, because when you are breastfeeding and your nipples are raw, putting a shirt over them, or putting, like even putting this on them, that's like fine, but like just putting, like let's say you're wearing a sports bra, right? Putting a sports bra on, or anything, whatever, nursing bra, and then your raw nipples get caught on that nursing bra is like, and then it's the worst thing. It's literally like, it brings chills up my spine thinking about it. So I'm so excited to have these to just like protect them, cover them, and they don't have to deal with any of that craziness. So Silverette Cups. And then I have some Chapstick, because I just feel like for me, when I am breastfeeding, my lips get so dry just because I need to be drinking so much more water, right? And it's easy when you're breastfeeding to not be on top of that, so I just like to have Chapstick. And then I have Wish Garden After Ease Tincture, which like just will go under my tongue like when I remember in the morning or at night. And this was recommended by my midwife. This is recommended by almost all midwives that I've ever heard of. They always recommend this because it's just a bunch of herbs made into a tincture for after ease. It's called After Ease, but for after pregnancy. So what this is for is to help relieve the pain of postpartum contractions, which is something I feel like people don't talk about, but your postpartum contractions are just as bad, if not worse, than your contractions like in the early stages of labor. And what happens is your uterus has to go from basketball size all the way back down to like tiny fist size, right? So it has to contract, and those contractions are not fun. So this is a really awesome tincture to help ease that pain. And then my doula also got me these mother teas. So we just have like a mother supplement and mother's milk tea. And then I have a Sharpie and some of these breast milk storage bags. So like I said, when I catch whatever I catch in the Haka, then I can just like put it in here, write it down, and then like it's good to go. And then also last thing in the bedside caddy are these disposable breast pads. So basically, I leaked so much with Micah. I just had a ton of milk, thank goodness. Hopefully that's the same case this time. And it's not fun waking up in a puddle of your milk. So these are really helpful. Sometimes I have to double up on them. But yeah, having these on your bedside, that's all cool. And then I also have on my bedside these little like booby pad type things. So basically you can heat these up. Before you're nursing, you can heat them up if you are not struggling with your supply, but if you just want to produce more, milk, you can heat these up and put them on before, and then go in with like a breast massage to help stimulate that milk production. Okay, so that's basically all the stuff on my bedside, and then I also have my oils. So a big part of postpartum for Micah, and a big worry for me, was that I was going to experience just like postpartum depression and anxiety and just overwhelm and all the emotions, right? Because your hormones are literally like dropping off and just crashing. So when I was pregnant with Micah, I was looking at videos on YouTube, and I came across a couple YouTubers that shared these products that were natural and plant-based, and they were essential oils that helped them throughout postpartum. And I was like, what? No way. So then I had to try it for myself. I tried it with Micah, and I was just like, whoa. Yeah, this is legit. And I didn't experience the crazy hormone crash and drop off, but I believe in the experience that I've had so far. So being able to share that journey with you guys is what I'm doing. So the first thing is Progestins Plus. You guys might have heard of this. Actually, Lauren and Ari from The Bachelor used this to get pregnant with their twins, which is really crazy. She previously had a miscarriage, unfortunately, and then she said she tried all the things. She tried this, and then she got pregnant within like the next month. So this is like the all natural hormone support oil. It's derived from wild yams, but basically this is what I'm going to be rolling on morning and night to help regulate my hormones again and just get everything back to normal. And then also we usually pair this with Endoflex. So Endoflex is for your thyroids. Your adrenals are a big part of your hormones. They control your hormone production really. And so if your thyroids and your adrenal glands are not functioning properly and don't have the support that they need, you can experience a lot of not fun things. So let's just leave it at that, not fun things, right? So I paired these together, and this is what I did with my son Micah, and it worked beautifully for me, so I'm gonna do it again. And then I also have my emotional support mama roller, which is White Angelica and Idaho Blue Spruce. So White Angelica is amazing for like keeping and warding off toxic energy and just like keeping your energy good and golden. And then Idaho Blue Spruce raises your frequency. So everything around us like vibrates at a certain frequency, right? We're all just a bunch made up of atoms vibrating, and Idaho Blue Spruce is a tree that vibrates at such a high frequency that when you smell it or apply it to your body, you are also taking that in and therefore elevating your own frequency. So I want to make sure that I am just giving my family the best and giving myself the best, and the way that I do that is through, honestly, these oils. They've changed my life and I can't not share about them. So that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, so my next one is my bathroom caddy. So my bathroom caddy is basically, this was from the Target dollar section, by the way, this like little shower caddy. Basically, it's just these always pads. So I have these for the first few days. I also made Padsicles. If you've never made Padsicles before, it's so easy and you can use the most basic ingredients. All you need is witch hazel and aloe vera gel. So you'll spread the aloe vera gel and then you'll squirt a little witch hazel on there. I personally add frankincense and lavender essential oil. We use Young Living oils. Please do not go and buy grocery store oils and use those. They're not the same. Not all oils are created equal. You can go ahead to my page at sunkissed.mama to find out more information about that. But yeah, I am not saying go buy grocery oils. Please don't. Anyway, and then you kind of like smear all that together, like just use a spoon and make like a gel, and then you fold it back up and you put them in the freezer. And then after postpartum, you have this nice cold pack to put down there to help things, because things are swollen, things are just, they just went through it, okay? And they need all the love and support that they need. So I have those for the first few days. And then unfortunately, I couldn't find a natural pad for the first few days when you are bleeding more heavily, but I did find some for the coming like days afterwards, like the week after. So these are pretty thin, but I've heard that they hold up pretty well. I've heard, honestly, everyone who's talked to me about these that have used them has had like nothing but positive things to say about them. So these are chlorine-free, ultra-thin pads with no synthetic pesticides, dyes, or fragrances. That's a huge thing for me. I don't want to be putting anything down there that is going to have a lot of harsh chemicals and pesticides and fragrances. Like, why would I want things that are used to kill bugs down there? It just doesn't make sense, right? And those are the kind of things that our tampons and our pads have, because how do we grow cotton? How do we maintain cotton? We have to use pesticides to make sure that, you know, the cotton isn't destroyed, and then unfortunately that just seeps into and sits on our vaginas all day, which is not cool. So this is by the brand L. I think that's what it's called. It's L. It says L is for love, and you can get these at Walmart. So that's pretty exciting that these are becoming more accessible. Next, in my diaper caddy, I have more of Earth Mama Organic. So I have the Organic Perineal Balm. And then I also have some Clariderm Spray. So this is from Young Living, and this is what I've been using all throughout my third trimester. The testimony with this is that when you use this, you are less likely to tear. At least the women who have done it, that's what they've said was their experience. So I'm also going to be using it after, in the first couple weeks of like postpartum, to make sure everything heals down there. This is made of like such good skin healing essential oils. It has like myrrh, tea tree, lavender, frankincense. So I use lavender and frankincense on my pads, right? So this is just going in with extra. Another alternative to this that my doula gifted me is herbal perineal spray. So Earth Mama has all the things that you need. They have the nipple butter, they have the perineal balm, and then they also have this spray. It's like a cooling spray with like cucumber and I want to say like mint or something like that, because I feel like I used this one with Micah when I didn't have Young Livings yet. But now that I have Young Livings and I get a discount, I get 24% off on all of my spending, and then I also get 20% back on what I do spend. So it just makes sense for me to grab Young Living stuff. And then I also have these sitz baths. So this is a sitz bath. This is an herbal sitz bath. and then this is the actual thing that you put. I just figured that this would be easier. You can do it in your bath too. This is not necessary. You don't have to buy this. You can do it in your bath. I just figured that like the cleanup and just the mess of it, it's easier to keep this clean and sanitary than it would be for me to do that in my whole bathtub. An alternative to this would be like doing Epsom salt baths. Again, you want to make sure that you are getting unscented Epsom salt. Dr. Teal's carries great Epsom salt that is unscented. That's what we use. And that's supposed to really help soothe the skin down there, help any inflammation that's going on, help any of the swelling. Okay, so these next couple things are my necessities that I feel like I used all the time with Micah that I'm definitely going to be using now. And so some of that is these basic black panties. So these are just perfect because if you ruin them, it's okay, you can just toss them. And these are just like cheap panties that are comfortable. Like you are not going to be wearing thongs right now, serious. It's not the time. So just some of these, you can grab like a pack of these on Amazon or wherever you want to. And then also Amazon carries these nursing bras. These are just plain black nursing bras. They come in a pack and it's really nice because they have the clippy thing up here. So if I wasn't home, I would wear these. If we were going out for like easy access for breastfeeding, like I could just like quickly pull the thing down, right? Pull the clip down. But if I'm home, then I like to have these bras. These are from Target and the brand is Colsey, and these are so comfortable and they're easy because you can literally just like whip your boob out, right? So these are so soft and super comfy. And then I also have like cute bras too, because I feel like that's a big part of postpartum, at least for me, is that I don't want to feel like a blob. Like I know that we're probably going to feel like a blob, but just taking those few minutes in the morning to like change out of my PJs and to like put something nice on that makes me feel like, okay, at least I did one thing for myself today. That's how I feel about it. It's like when you are in postpartum, your whole life is for that baby and your family, right? And so doing little things like this that make me feel good about myself, that make me feel confident, that make me feel empowered, I think are really important. So getting cute bras as well, because you know, you want to feel good. So those are some of my postpartum must-haves. As it changes, I will keep you guys updated on Instagram, so don't forget to go follow me there. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments something that you absolutely needed during your postpartum experience. Don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Instagram at sunkiss.mama, and I will see you guys next time.